situations happen. Tell me how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. Topics of discussion. Tell me what's your view. And let's talk about it. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth.
Granddad Royals, and welcome to Rock Truth Radio. I am your host, SelenaKay, and we thank you for joining us as we rock truth or absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth before our very eyes is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. We have an amazing guest with us today, but before we get into that, let's get into our sponsors. As always, all right, guys, you know we are officially sponsored by none other than Healthy in Space. Healthy in Space is located at 6004 Broadway in Maryville, Indiana. Get your herbs, get your sea moss, get your tinctures, get your skincare, get your vitamins, and so much more. Their doors open 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. So you'll have that amazing opportunity to find all things healthy in one space tomorrow, get them a day off. And they also have Healthy in Space savings. So you can enjoy 10% off every single day. There is Men's Health Mondays, Tea Time Tuesdays, Wednesday Health. I love it. Women's Health Wednesdays, tinctures and tonics on Thursdays, free radicals Fridays, skincare on Saturdays, and if you mention Rock Truth, if you mention Rock Truth Radio, if you mention your girl SelenaKay, get an additional 10% off of your purchase. It's just that simple. Not only are we associated with them, we are in affiliation with NutriHub in Maryville, Indiana. They are under new management. Shout out to Mike. They are located at 536 East 81st Avenue in Maryville, Indiana. They are open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. They open today. Yeah, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Listen, if you mention Rock Truth, if you mention Rock Truth Radio, if you mention your girl SelenaKay, get 10% off of your products, get 10% off of your shakes and your teas. Speaking of which, they have a $5 tea today. You got to, listen, that sunrise tea, go get that. $5, yeah, you're going to love that. Full of energy, full of life, have you feeling amazing, and it tastes good and it's healthy for you. We are also sponsored by the Oasis Place Banquet Hall. They have class reunions, fun vendor events, quinceañeras, fashion shows, weddings, birthday parties, retirement parties, baby showers, and so much more. Hit up Reese at Oasis Place, 6220 Broadway in Maryville, Indiana. You can give her a call. And after talking with David Lewis and you're not making any financial, emotional decisions, okay, then you can go and celebrate and allow her to celebrate that moment of elegance with you. All right. Don't forget, hit up Reese. Then we are sponsored by Miss Louise Terry and Royalty Credit Solutions. If your credit score begins with a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6, let her help you. Let her help you. She dispute late payments, credit cards, hospital bills, collections, bankruptcies, and so much more. So if you are ready, DM her. I am ready for more information. Let me give you a little bit more contact information for her as well. Hold on. All right. You can also hit her up at 219-614-9720. Again, 219-614-9720. And guess what? If you mention Rock Truth, if you mention Rock Truth Radio, if you mention your girl SelenaKay, get $50 off. $50 off of your service. Listen, you can't beat that. You can't beat that, especially if you are the one in need of help. If you guys are not busy on a Thursday evening and you looking for something to do, hit up Tony Grown Folks Stepping Class. It is in Gary, Indiana, at the Hudson and Campbell, 455 Massachusetts Street. No partner is required. So that can be off your mind. It's from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And the class is only $10. It is well worth it, especially if you want to learn how to dance or if you just want to make it a pastime. I love dancing. So like it's both for me. I'm learning plus a pastime, and eventually I want to compete. So go hit up Tony Grown Folks. He is on Facebook, or just go to the class Thursday evening, 7 to 9 p.m. It is $10 only at the Hudson and Campbell. All right, guys. So shout out to the Vab Studios. Shout out to the Vab Studios where we are currently raining today. Is it raining? It's raining, but we're raining from the Vab Studios today. Shout out to Ron Reed, and our condolences unto you, brother, as well. Shout out to Ron Reed with the VNO Views and Opinions podcast that he has, as well as my co-host, Jeff Rutherford. He's currently not in the building, but he will be next week with Redirect, Regroup, Refocus. And then Smooch Wallace. Who is Smooch Wallace? Hello? Who is Smooch Wallace? Yo, you got to grow and find out. And in the meantime, just in case you did not know, we will be at the Shondale Appreciation event at the end of August. Let me go ahead and run that commercial real quick.
Chosen Enterprise presents Shondale's Appreciation Bash and King KC Birthday Bash with performances by Mario Barr, Dip the Realist, Mealman, Dom Da Vinci, C-Ball, Smooch, The General, Striker X, Key Lyrics, Rick McGee, Lisa Blair, and Raw Radio will be broadcasting live and is hosted by Trader Chocolate Jar and The Vibe. DJ Sluggo will be mixing live Sunday, August 25th at Simeon Alumni Hall, 820 West 89th Street off of 89th and Halsted, 6 p.m. to midnight. Is sponsored by 4835 Studio, Chicago, home of Chicken and Waffles, 1 hour heating and air conditioning of Hazel Crest.
And we will be definitely in the building celebrating Shondale, the mayor of Chicago, in radio. Listen, if you are in the area, come. If you are in the radio game, come and celebrate this brother. He has done so much for people in our industry, in our field, connecting us with people freely. Like he ain't got an ego. You know what I mean? Like, he'll help you if you need help in this game. So, shout out to Shondale. We'll definitely be in the building. What's going on, King? Shout out to you, DeMille Johnson. Y'all been seeing you around here. Yeah, shout out to you, King. Shout out to your queen as well. Thank you for tuning in. Let me go back. Oh, yeah, I see you. Okay, let me go back. Smooch Wallace will be performing live. Our very own Smooch Wallace will be performing live in the building. And just in case you did not know, you need to go ahead and hit him up on all these different streaming platforms. Who is Smooch Wallace? And this is our song for the summer because it is the summer of Smooch. This is Bad No Rush with Smooch Wallace.
Another toast, cameraman, gotta get the clothes up again. Vibe with my king, shawty is the brand. Drinking, sensei, tick like Kim K. So we put the DJ. take her out. Take my time. Smooth as watch you like to shake that. Circle, going toxic, king. You know I'm there. Lock in. Shorty at the pop friends. Around me drinking. So we put a DJ.
Listen. What? Listen. Summer Smooch. Bad. Featuring Smooch Wallace. It ain't no rush, baby. It ain't no rush. I'm telling you, take your time. Take your time, King. Take your time. All right, guys. So one more major announcement that we made last week. Yo, and this is why I'm like totally branded today. I'm in my Dr. J, the comedian shirt today, because he will be performing live at Gospel Karaoke. Guys, the Black Community Connection and Rock Truth Radio presents Gospel Karaoke, and we will be live. It is $15 for this event. Food, drinks, raffles, live performances by Dr. J, the comedian, man, in the building. Yo, if you ain't seen him perform, listen, this is one fool. It's a fool. This is a whole fool right here. We got Dre the Giant on the ones and twos, baby. Yo, it's gonna be popping. It's hot. August 17th, Saturday, August 17th at 6 p.m. Yo, you want to get there? You want to sing? You better sign up, especially if you don't get to sing every Sunday in the choir and you know you wanted to. You may want to be here. Sign up so you can get the opportunities. Don't say the Lord didn't give you one. Sign up at 6 o'clock p.m. The venue is 6120 in Maryville, Indiana. Yo. All right, y'all. Now we can get to it. As we can get all that other stuff out of the way. I got amazing guests in the building, guys. I'm going to give her a royal introduction real quick. Hold on. This is Miss Atiyah. First of all, I love the way her name is spelled. Love it. Miss Atiyah Muhammod. She is a grant writer. She is the host of Issues and Answers with Atiyah on WLTH radio, airing on Tuesdays in Gary, Indiana. She is also the CEO of the Alchemy administration. Excuse me. I want to make sure I say Alchemy correct, because we struggle with words as Black folks. Alchemy administration, a consulting firm focused on strategic planning, financial analysis, and grant writing, with her niche being grant writing. She's born in Chicago and raised in Gary, Indiana. Atiyah began her community work as the executive director of the Youth Services Bureau for the city of Gary. She is a respected community figure dedicated to driving growth and supporting local initiatives with integrity, excellence, and collaboration. I introduce you to Miss Atiyah Muhammod. How are you, Queen?
Hey, Miss Mary. I'm doing good. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you here. It is such an honor. I had the privilege of being a guest on her show, and now to be able to host you.
Yes.
It's a pleasure. It's a joy and it's a delight. Queen, how did you get started in what it is that you're doing now, especially with the Alchemy company?
So with the Alchemy administration, I, like my bio said, I started with the Youth Services Bureau for the city of Gary, and that was around 2019. And I came into the Bureau as a recreation aide, and I helped with some of the after school programs. And then after that, of course, we had COVID. And I wind up working a few of the programs. And then after that, I wind up being let go from the city. But before I left, I actually applied to be the director of the bureau because I was already there.
Okay.
I was doing some work. I was in the community, and my program was successful. It was actually the successful program for that year, and it was actually a pilot program.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, I think I could transfer these skills. I think, I'm up for it. And nobody was actually there in that position by the time everybody got let go. It's COVID, it's nothing else that they could really do for us at the time. So after that, I applied, and then I heard nothing. And it about I say about a year or so went past, and I'm back out there. I'm working other jobs, just living my life, and I get a call from the city, and they asked me to come in and do an interview, and I was like, wow, I did the application so long ago, but let me go ahead and take this opportunity to just see what it'd be like, because it was on my heart, like I said the year prior. So obviously I went through, got hired as the director of the Youth Services Bureau. And then after that, I came in, and, the Bureau needed a budget. And honestly, I had no idea. I let them know actually in the interview, like, hey, I don't know anything about grants, but hey, everything else on this list I'm pretty good at. So let me, take a whack at it. So actually, so when I got in, it was like the first couple of weeks I said, well, I know that, this department is struggling a little bit. Let me try to find some money. And the first grant I attempted to do was for the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Agency. And it was a government grant. So that's
huge.
Right. Those are actually like the huge grants that they need the most attachments, they want the most explanation. You have to have all your ducks in a row. They want audits, they want all type of information, budget. They want to know everybody that's working, who else you're going to hire, how are you going to use the money through and through. So at that point, I obviously didn't know what I was doing. So I just dove in, and then after that, obviously we didn't get the grant, but it put this fire in me. After that, I was like, okay, hold on. So I know we need money, but it put a fire in me after I did it. And it showed me the different pieces on how different pieces can be put together to pull in funds to different entities. And I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And in the process of me attempting to do that grant, which was so huge, I spent hours just researching. I was on YouTube. I was reading. I was reaching out to people who I knew that knew something, but obviously they couldn't, really tell me everything. But they gave me a couple of pointers, and I'm like, okay. So I had to just try to figure it out. And so obviously time went on, and I didn't get that. But I said, you know what? I'm still here. Let's keep it rolling. So I actually went on to do other applications, and the grants and the fundraising money started coming in. So that took a lot of grit, but it just took me actually studying and actually getting through the applications, learning it piece by piece, and then also using the power of collaboration to make the grant application stronger. So just getting out there in the community, asking people, partnering with obviously the departments in the city, and then people in the community as well.
Wow.
So after that, we went from no budget to actually a couple of $100,000 in about, I'll say about a year and a half.
Wow. What do you think was the or what do you believe is the difficulty with grant writing or attaining funds through grant writing?
I think the biggest thing is us not knowing that the money is available. And I say us as Black people, but I'm just saying us as in business owners, even individuals, veterans, elderly, obviously, but just people not knowing that it's a whole realm out there with these big pots that is being allocated, to certain initiatives that you don't have to pay back. So that it was like me knowing that, wow, it's trillions of dollars out here. People don't know about it. And, I can rake it up. So I'm like, let me see more about this. I was just so intrigued. And then I was shocked because I didn't know. So like I said, I knew nothing about it. But once I started studying and actually seeing what was out there and seeing how it could change lives and how it has in these last couple of years, it's been really interesting, and it's been a ride. So
No, that's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. What's a tip? What's a major tip that you would give a business or just a an entrepreneur that was seeking funds? What would be a major tip that you would give them?
So my number one tip is always to read.
Mm,
Spend some time reading. Spend some time going through the application,
yeah.
going through the guidelines, and then seeing do you even qualify for this?
Yes.
Can you handle the application? Do you have the attachments? Is your business or entity set up properly? And then can you sustain those funds?
Yeah. Yeah.
So all of that is, why you work with me. But but it's more so the number one thing is to read and make sure you qualify, make sure
Yeah.
you can handle what you actually getting into, because even though you don't have to pay the funds back, they actually also are non-taxable as well.
Yeah.
But can you get through the programs? Are you going to spend the money on what you're supposed to spend it on? And then will it be sustainable for the grantor to actually give you the money?
Man, huge.
Yeah.
And the mere fact that you just started out with reading, that's imperative. Like a lot of us don't understand the importance of reading or even know what the word means. When I see that word, of course, you guys know I'm a wordsmith. So you're looking at that. This is re-adding. So keep re-adding to your mentality, because she's absolutely right. Like if you're not reading the parts where, hey, you're going through the whole thing and the whole beginning of it, you never qualified to begin with.
Right.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like and they normally have that, like, hey, these are the requirements.
Yeah,
Boom, boom,
yeah.
boom, boom. And you totally omit that because you did not read.
Right. You want to get to the application, but then that's a doozy as well.
Yeah.
But just seeing what the qualifications are, and then seeing seeing if you're eligible ahead of time.
Yeah.
That'll save a lot of grit and grind.
Yep, it does. And a lot of heart headaches and all that stuff that comes with it, because I'm telling you, you get all the way down that process and it's like, oh yeah, you feel like you've wasted time, but you haven't. You've learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
Reading is fun. The mental, okay? It's fun for the mental, okay? All right, Queen, what was your next venture? Because before you get into radio, was it something else that you did before you got into growing into radio?
So I actually started radio in high school. I was at the Career Center. So I started on WGVE.
Come on now. Throw up to WGVE.
Yes. So
y'all remember that?
Yeah, so I actually started that was around 2011.
Ooh.
So obviously I was still in high school, and I did radio, TV, we did news broadcast.
Come on,
I was actually the morning weather girl. And it was an interesting experience. So that's actually where I started. And I actually just got back around to it in April. I never thought that I would be back on radio, but I'm happy to be able to come on and have a platform. So it's been really good. So like I started this year at WLTH Radio in April. So I have a great team up there. They're very supportive, and it's been going great. So
listen,
that's
y'all,
how I got back into radio.
Is that why you got back into it?
Well, I got back into it because I wanted to have a platform for the community. Bring on people that was bringing solutions to the community, who can come on and just kind of show what they're doing, how they got there.
Yeah.
And then just kind of showing that grit and grime on what it takes to actually be successful.
Yeah. Because it's a lot behind the scenes. Like you guys, we were talking about that before. Like you guys just see us go live.
Yep.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to get to just live. Like right now, like my nose is running. There's no just like, where's the tissue paper? It's a lot growing on. It's a lot growing on to get us live, get us here, getting guests. Like it's so much behind the scenes. And so, just to get that perspective. And then also, like she's saying, a solution to our problems in the city. We're supposed to be here for total resolve. So we're supposed to be here to solve the problems of our community, not run from them, And so your show primarily focuses on just highlighting the people in the community, or
right.
Girl.
So highlighting people in the community, talking about their success, but also anybody that has anything to do with the youth, anybody doing anything in the community that's just great. Community development, and then also bringing people on who know about finances, like insurance, things like credit, so we can know about that, because that's a huge gap in our community. A lot of us are lacking in that area. So
Yes.
just bringing people on who could actually help people and solve those issues that they may have.
No, listen, you're actually going to grow in the direction I was headed in, because on the last week of our month, we normally talk about mental wealth, which is, you know, what we need, the information that's necessary for us to be mentally healthy. And so you're absolutely right. If ever there's a gap in our community, it's a financial one. And of course, it's not anything that's taught in you know, school and our education.
Yeah.
It's not. It's giving us little tidbits,
Right.
but we're not taught these things that are imperative. And so, from a financial perspective, what are some tips? What are some hints out there for our community to help them mentally when dealing with finances?
So I'm definitely not a finance guru.
It's okay. I just see a bunch of different financial literacy type things in there.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but I can definitely say budget. I know you spoke earlier about emotional spending.
Yes. Oh, shout out to David Lewis.
And budget, emotional spending, and just getting an advisor as well, because that helped me. So it was a lot that kind of shocked me within these last, I say, about 5 years, just learning about credit, learning about everything that I was doing wrong. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible.
Yeah.
And then to not have that information, and not saying it wasn't available, but to, you know, understand it, and kind of take it in and then take it seriously. Because like, okay, I'm not early 20s anymore. Like, this is like, and then I'm just now learning so much about credit. And shout out to my friend Jeremy Lander. He taught me so much. Jeremy Lander, Better Finance.
Okay.
He taught me a lot about credit. And you know, just learning so much about my mistakes and things of that such. But I say get an advisor, make sure you budget, and then cut out the emotional spending.
I love it. I'm in total agreement with you on that. What do you, if you don't mind sharing, what things were you doing wrong?
Paying my credit cards back late.
Okay. That's real.
That's
Everybody.
real. Also, spending too much money.
Yeah.
So not letting that gap of, okay, now you got this bigger salary, but are you spending less?
Yeah.
Are you bringing it back down to where you still have a cushion left over at the end of the month? So, and then also I think when you coming into a transitional, like you got a big new salary, right? That was me. So I'm like, okay, you think because your money went up, you could spend more, but actually you might have some stuff that you may be behind on. So making more money is good, but being able to manage what you have and being a good steward over is what I had to learn, because I lost it all a couple of times. Yeah. So, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
No.
Because, I've learned so much in the process. So
you know what? One thing that I've said, like, I think that a lot of times when you have financial resources, or if you have money and you don't have the wisdom as to what to do with it, it could bring you to a point of ignorance, right? And one thing I've learned about not having it, not having it readily available to me, I've learned more lessons about money, about the importance of how to spend it, when it's necessary to spend it. You don't have to live like tight, you know what I mean? Because when you don't, you start to get a little tight. Like, no, God supplies every need.
The energy behind it as
teach.
So money is also, you know, it can be spiritual, because like you said, those emotions,
queen,
energy, the money coming in and out. And then also in the process of learning and losing, you realize, like, I would say the mental things in your adolescence that was tied to money, or what you thought about money, what you thought about people with money, how you viewed money, how, even if you never had money, and you know, so that's how we kind of stay in these cycles. But coming out of it, obviously, by studying. Yes, queen. But again, mental wealth to help you. Yeah, mental wealth. Like, seriously, Jessica, shout out to Jessica McKinley in the building. She said, you are a powerhouse, queen. She said, being a good steward over your finances is important. No, it is. It really is. No, me too. Go ahead. You can grow with yours, because this is really about you. You had to learn what regarding like she was saying, being a good steward, having it, keeping it, and then where does it go? Teach wisdom. Where to go. And telling it where to go. Yes. Wisdom. Let's talk. Seriously, because you're supposed to dominate. It's not supposed to tell you. You're supposed to dominate the pain. So go ahead. And honestly, just like the grants, it's just a ever learning, ever moving thing. Of course, it has key principles, but you have to keep going and keep learning more as you go.
Yes. Yes, I totally agree. I agree. You know, money is for a purpose, right? It's definitely not to be glorified. It's for a purpose. And I think that it's easy. It's real easy to just get kind of lost in that little bit of sauce. Like it really is. But what I've learned just rebuilding everything that God is giving me. Thank you, God. Becoming a grander steward over what it is. Because we're talking about, you know, the gift of the talents, right? Like you had one person that was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it. I value this. I'm gonna go and bury it. But that ain't what he told you to do. He told you to use it.
Right.
He told you to take the risk. You know what I mean? And how big of a risk or how grand of a risk is it when the results are truly on him? It ain't a risk. Go ahead and do have fun. Have fun, have a grand time. Like he's gonna make sure that whatever it is turns out for his grander, even if it's just educating you on what to now do the next time I give you something. You know what I mean? So I what I've learned is that just, you know, having money ain't just it's having wisdom to know exactly to tell it where to go.
Right. Making those investments properly.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's all key. It's all key to what we're supposed to be here to do. You know what I mean? It ain't to look the part. But like we have to get over looking the part of things and actually being it. You know, and so, hey, yo, take your finances, the emotional spending, keeping up with the Joneses. You don't know them. You do not know them. They don't even know themselves, Lord Jesus. Listen, it's not necessary. It is so not necessary. Yo, like just really seriously rethink some things about how you're spending money and what it is you're doing and making sure that it is not emotional. Like, yep, my birthday is coming up. Guess what? At first it was like, turn up. Now it's like, now turn up on, I want to become a yoga instructor. That's what we're going to take the funds and we're going to put it there. We're going to turn up on that. Turn up on that. And then we can celebrate every day is my birthday. What? Every day. Ain't nothing like Leo season. I'm throwing out there, but every day is my birthday. I'm just saying you got to get past the emotional spending.
Yes.
It's imperative. All right, guys, real quick, we're going to go back into our sponsors and let everybody know who we are sponsored by. None other than Healthy in Space, all things healthy in one space. As you guys already know, get your herbs, sea moss, tinctures, skincare, vitamins, and so much more Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 p.m. They are located 6004 Broadway in Maryville, Indiana. Yo, mention SelenaKay. Mention RockTruth, mention RockTruth Radio. And you will receive an additional 10% off their products, including their daily savings Monday through Saturday as well. You see it on the board. And then don't forget, grow the NutriHub today. Tell Mike I said, hey, mention RockTruth Radio. Get 10% off of your teas and your drinks. Listen, I'm telling you, I don't even know what I was weighing about a month ago. Listen, but I got back into the Herbalife game and I'm back, baby. We're going down. We're growing down now. I love it. I love the journey back down. That's what it is. Ain't even nothing wrong with growing up. But the journey back down, I get to see a lot of different things and learn a lot of different things about myself. 10% off. Mention me. Hey, Mike, shout out to you. Don't forget Oasis Place Banquet Hall. Shout out to you, Reese. That's my boo. I love her. Hit her up if after you have made sure you've taken care of your financial obligations and it's no emotional spending. Then you hit up Reese for class reunions, vendor events, quinceañeras, fashion shows, weddings, birthday parties, retirement parties, baby showers, and so much more. The Oasis Banquet Hall, located 6220 Broadway, Maryville, Indiana. Hit up Reese and she will celebrate those moments with you in excellence. Don't forget Louise Terry. If your credit score begins with a 3, 4, 5, or a 6, let her help you. Please let her help you. She dispute late payments, credit cards, hospital bills, collections, bankruptcies, and so much more. If you are ready, DM her. Drop it in the inbox and say, hey, I'm ready. Shout out to Tony Grown Folks Stepping on Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. It's just $10. I'm telling you, go and relax your mind and just, all that. Feel like that. Yep. At the Hudson Accountable, 455 Massachusetts Street in Gary, Indiana. And ain't no partner required. So, off your brain. Okay, just grow. Okay, you never know who you'll meet there. Shout out to the Vibe Studios, man, where we are reigning supreme from the Vibe. You know what? I did not shout out to WOSD Radio. Thank you so much, Al Greer. We are on that platform as well currently. Shout out to you, my king. Shout out to Ron Reed, and much condolences to you as well, brother, in this time of bereavement. We honor your queen, your sister, Mr. VNO, what you know. He does air his shows on Sunday evenings. And then you got Life Coach Jeff, always in the building, but not today. Redirect, regroup, refocus. His shows are airing on Mondays and Wednesdays. He just had 2 hot shows, yo. Go back and check those out. Those are on our social platforms as well. And then who is Smooch Wallace? Guys, who is he? Who is Smooch Wallace? You gotta grow and find out. He is on all major streaming platforms, yo. His music is hot, yo. Shout out to Bad, the producer, as well. Shout out to the Summer Smooch. They're also gonna have a it's like on my brain, but I'll bring it back before the show ends. But shout out to oh God, I'm like growing a mental brain fart, like it's just gone. Lord Jesus, Shy Blizz, there we go. In the building. Shout out to Shy Blizz, man. and man, shout out to Shop Talk 7 as well. Yo, thank you guys for tuning in as always and being a major support. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that flyer up very, very soon. All right, let's bring it back to Miss Queen Atiyah in the building. How you, Queen?
I'm doing well.
As always, yo, we were talking about major keys, definitely in the financial game. This is our week when we focus on mental wealth, the things that should be properly traded down to the next generation. All right, Queen. So let's talk about that. What key tips? It doesn't necessarily have to be financial. It can just be in life that you learned that you would trade down to the next generation.
I would definitely say what's got me through everything is prayer. Also, I would say prayer, having a strong support system has got me through as well. But I've been nothing without God. So definitely keeping prayer the head of your life.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know, I understand that. What's imperative about prayer is that's your connection. It's a power source. So making sure you stay plugged in, you stay in tune. That's major.
Yeah.
It's major because when you're out of source.
Mm-hmm.
Like it takes that phrase to a whole different level. When you're kingdom minded, you're out of source. That's a horrible place to be because normally when you're in source, it's kind of like the vending machine commercial that they had. Like once you pull one, then there's always a new one popping in back behind it. So you never run out of anything. Mm-hmm. But when you're out of source, that means that, you know, you could be out of a product that's necessary for your development, that's necessary for kingdom growth, that's necessary for the people that are around you. Mm-hmm. Prayer is imperative. But also with prayer, what's imperative is knowing what to say.
Yes. Okay.
Because you cannot continue to ask God for things he's already given. You talk about audits. That leads to spiritual audits. Like you can open yourself up for a spiritual audit talking about some, God, please give me peace. Give you peace. I gave you peace. What do you mean? I gave you peace beyond understanding. What do you mean? What did you do with it? So you open yourself up for spiritual audits. And so, prayer, knowing what to say. He's already given a model prayer. A lot of times people ask like, hey, can you pray for me? I ask, what am I praying for? What exactly is it that I'm praying for? Because I don't want to be in agreement with something that he didn't already. So the only prayer that I normally have for people, even for myself, is your will be done. There's nothing else that will put me in agreement with God because I can be asking for healing for someone. But my version of healing could be totally different from what God is. It could be actually in opposition to what it is that God is saying. So definitely knowing to stay connected, and then also knowing what to say back to him what he's already said to you, and hold him accountable. Prayer is imperative, Queen. I love that. Thank you for that, sharing that with with our youth. For me, this week with the youth, it is going to always be just be. Just be. Just be. Like, you don't have to be anybody else but you. You're grand enough today. Like, a lot of people think that, like, I got to get to a certain spot. What if you never got there? What if you never got there? You were grand enough today for God. Is that not grand enough for you? You know what I mean? I mean, we try so hard to be everything that we're not, or even the things that we reimagine in our own minds, who we should have been, who we could be, what we want to be, what we think we see. And it ain't nothing what God said. And it puts us in such a predicament. So I say, for mental wealth this week, it's for our children, for even people who are listening, to remind you to just be exactly who you are in this moment. You're grand enough for God and grand enough for usage. Continue to learn him. Continue to learn yourself. I always stress mastering singleness and getting a degree in you, getting a master's in you. But now I'm like, nope, I'm working on the doctorate. Like, when I was asking you, what are those things that you saw that, you messed up on? You know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's always just mirror reflections, always just looking at you and saying, hey, what am I doing here?
Like
How do I function? Come on, Queen. Come on. No, talk to me about it. Talk to me about it. I was bringing you in on the next.
And
go ahead.
You said just be, and that's great, but also striving to
be
better, seeing where our faults at, and sometimes we can't always see. Sometimes we need, a friend or somebody.
Woo, Queen.
On the journey.
Yes.
That may come on, because when we doing our thing, God brings people who actually is going to come.
You already know what's
help
up.
you, especially when you're trying to do right. Everything is really just kind of fall into place. But striving to be upright.
Yes.
On the daily. So
come on, Queen.
You, but also strive to be better.
Come on, Queen.
In every area.
Come on. Listen, I like the piggybacking. Look, be you, strive to be his again.
Come on.
Again. Because look at the word again or again. It means that you're gaining something.
Yeah.
Become his again. Because that's what I was saying. Like, even what you think you see, you should be who you are. That may not be what he saw.
Yeah.
So, yes, I love that. Be you, but then also strive towards being his again. Because that is the journey. That's the journey. Learning how to belong to him again, how to rep kingdom, how to be his. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then submitting as well.
Woo, Queen. Woo, Queen. Do we want to grow there? Let's grow there. Let's grow there. Let's talk about submission. Come on. Who you mean?
I'm talking to me. I get slapped sometimes. Slapped on the hand.
Yeah.
But just submission to his will. And, that goes back to the prayer and understanding.
Yes.
Like you said, what he wants you to do. You might be somewhere doing something else. What are you doing over there?
Yes, Queen.
But submission to the will and just hearing what he wants us to do, and just having that intuition with that connection with self and God.
Yes.
Moving out on it. So.
Yes. Submission is imperative. Again, I'm a wordologist. Underneath. You got to get underneath him. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get under the authority of something. Don't think just because you're not, that you're not under the authority of something else. Okay, you is or you ain't his baby. It's one or the other. So you either under his authority and under his rule, or you're under the authority and rule of the world.
Yeah. Period.
You're a slave to one of these masters, is all I'm saying. But at least if you're gonna be a slave, be a different type of bondsman. Be a bondsman with somebody that's also a friend to you. Be a bondsman to somebody that's also saying, hey, you're a joint heir. You can share and partake in this. You don't have to serve me. I'm here to serve you.
Right. The mission.
Listen, Queen. Submission. You said the mission. Yeah. Submission. Get yourself under the authority of God. Like, get your life guarded by God. These are just huge tidbits that are out here. Jessica is saying yes. And the Blind Social Center in Gary. Hey, yo, shout out to y'all. Hey. They said that is a word for the masses, and grand rising. Grand rising to you guys as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Listen, I'm definitely going to reach out to whoever this is and see what it is that we can do to bring awareness to this center, because I'm not even in the know regarding this particular center. And I would like to know well. Queen, what new things do you have growing in this season?
So in this season, I have been just working on myself, working
Yeah.
on
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
just trying to get better in every area of life. As far as the business goes,
Yeah.
I want to host a grant workshop.
Come on now.
So, be ready to sign up for that.
Yep.
So I want to host a grant workshop, just show people how to start searching for grants, and then maybe even filling them out for themselves.
Yeah.
But then also just opening up the door so they can see what's out there, because like I said, a lot of people just don't know. So that's what I'm working on at this moment.
Okay. When are you looking to launch that?
I don't have a date, so
Okay.
I want to put that out there before that it's all wrapped up. So I really don't know at this time, but
Yeah.
that's the next big thing.
That's it. I know that's right.
With me and my business.
Yes. Are you looking to collaborate with other business owners or people? I know for a fact we had Miss Kim here with the Black Business Community Connection last week.
I'm open to
absolutely
working with people. I haven't reached out to anybody in particular, but I know I mentioned it to my business partner Jeremy. And and then I also it's Tax Time 219. That's what Alicia Muhammod, my sister, she does taxes as well. So all of that actually ties into the grant writing. So I'm open to anybody else who wanted to come on and speak about anything in that realm.
Yeah.
Seminar. So
yeah, I know that's right. Yeah, no, this is a dope thing. I think it was another lady who was talking about doing a workshop as well, just bringing in just different people. So I'm definitely going to connect you with her too, because I was like, hey, yo, that's a good opportunity for me to hey, I'll show just basic marketing principles. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just the little things that we always grow wrong in when we're doing marketing, when we're doing our ads and, flyers and all that other stuff. And it just be like, I'd be looking at some flyers and be like, Jesus, why didn't you just take the wheel? Why? Lord, just bulge your way. But of course, he's too much of a gentleman to rape, so he ain't gonna do that. You just gotta put him in the seat. But I wish he would have took the wheel. So I definitely want to connect with her. So I'll connect her with you as well, just to kind of get that moving as well. And then that way, now you'll have a huge networking following from when you do your major event. Wonderful. And I definitely love to be there for that. Queen, where can we find you?
So you can find me on Facebook at Atiyah Muhammod, Atiyah, last name Muhammad. And then you could also check out my website. So my website has all the information that you need as far as about me, about my business, and then also how you can inquire about my services as well. So that is the alchemyadministration.com, ALCHEMY administration.com. And if you go over there, that'll show you everything that I have going on, how you can inquire about my services, grant writing, business formation as well.
Yeah, I know that's right, Queen. Thank you so much for being here. This was an honor. As always, it was a pleasure. It's dope to just be in the presence of queens, 1, 2, but then also like-minded individuals. Like, we understand what mission we're on, his. We understand whose program we're a part of, his. We understand who's playing, his. So we're cool with being in agreement and in alignment with God, his principles, his will way. And so to be connected with more people that's growing in that direction, it's huge, because that becomes our new colony and it becomes our new community. And you need people like yourself to pull you and bring you higher.
Yes.
I'm learning now, it's such a because again, studying yourself, like you said, I'm in that class. I'm currently in that class of knowing SelenaKay, Mary, Kennedy, all them people. Right. So, but learning when you get the indicator that it's time to grow, right? Like the people around you, it's time to grow forward. You've either gotten all of the information that you needed to get out of them, that's not a bad thing. It's just like, you see, I have 2 phones over here. Everything I needed out of this one. All right, we're done with this one and we're moving on to this one. Right. And ain't nothing wrong with it. It's different because now I got to learn this one over here and I got to, and some stuff over here. I'm just like, I ain't taking over here. And either way though, when you get that indicator, it's time to move on. Past people though, because it's relationships and you want to remain in relationship with other people, close relationships, you know what I mean? But then it's time when God is preparing you, when you've studied you enough and you studied him enough, and when that indicator hit, darn it, it's time to move on.
Yeah, and sometimes it's rough.
Oh,
when you get
sis.
those growing pains,
Oh.
when you feel like everything is just like being shaken up, you are like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
but God, I'm still with you.
That's
you
it.
know?
I'm still
So,
with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So it hurts, and you know you might be in a tough place, but just keep going.
Yeah. Definitely
I've been there,
discomforting.
you know?
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Go, no, say we got just a little time.
Say I've been there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, just stay the course.
Yeah, that's it. He's gonna move you from here, uproot you into another environment. I was watching somebody moving plants around, and it brought me to that mentality, how they uprooted it out of one environment and put it into a bigger environment, because again, the environment that you keep it in is going to determine how big it grows. And so, hey, when he started that uprooting process, is definitely discomforting, because it's like, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, you're planting me in some nice soil.
Right,
Okay.
Right. Look back and see what was going on.
Ain't it? Afterwards, but then just now as you're growing, learn to be comfortable with, like, and you feel the uprooting. It's kind of like, oh, he doing some uprooting. All right, okay, cool. We about to go somewhere different, grander, higher. It's gonna be grander soil, all that jazz. And so you start not freaking out as much. You know what I mean? You're a little bit
less surprised.
Why and why do we be acting surprised? Like,
I feel acting. I be like, oh my God. But then I'll be like, okay, now I can handle this.
right. But definitely under more self-control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you kind of like, yeah, no, I know God be doing this all the time.
Comes with age as well.
Queen, teach.
Going through your own trials.
Yeah, maturity. Because, and I only say that because you never know what age you're gonna be here.
That's true.
So he'll definitely mature you in your timing. And so, yep, that maturity level, like, hey, yo, it comes with it. And you kind of just be like, girl, he just moving that root around. Girl, I ain't about to. That's God. That's what he do. But again, I thank you so much, Queen, for being here. Thank you so much for gracing us. And I'll ask one last comment, one last thing that you would leave for your generation, whether it's your legacy, whether it's your skeletal remain. What would that be, Queen?
I think it would be my service. My service to people, and just what I've been able to do and what I look forward to doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of my life has been public service.
Love it.
And I've been in the spaces where I needed to be doing those things. So my public service.
Yeah.
Say that'll be my legacy as a rock.
I know that's right. Let it speak for me.
I still got a lot going on. I still got a lot moving forward, you know, God willing. But
that's it.
I would say my public service.
That's it. And definitely God willing, because I probably crazy. Just the things you're saying was the things I was thinking about yesterday. Just like, I know people who were transitioning, whether they knew or they didn't, but they never stopped planning. They never stopped having these grand ideas to grow forward, whether they were going to be here or not. And I think that comes with the kingdom mind. Like, I wouldn't care if you took me out of here. We still, in my mind, it's rock, truth, and all, baby. You have to take me up out of here like this. Rock, truth, and all. Everybody now. But thank you again, Queen, for gracing us with your presence. Yo, we are out of here. We will see you guys next week. We have an amazing guest again. It's another Miss Kim. This is my boo thing. I love her. Oh my God. I'm talking about huge, major support from this queen from day one. I love this queen. So we'll see you guys next week. Rock Truth are absolutely nothing at all, man. Peace. Shout out to everybody in the chats. I see you. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna grow all the way out without you. What's going on, Miss Marilyn? I see you, baby, out there. Yes, may God continue to bless and keep you both. Thank you so much. Dope show. Shout out to Miss Jessica. Thank you so much, Miss Jessica, for tuning in. Shout out to DeMille and his queen. Shy Blizz in the building. Yo, look, thank you. Hey, Miss Kim. I see you. Hey, Miss Kim. Again, that's the other Miss Kim. It's like, hi, boo hays. I love you guys. Hey, yo, Rock Truth. Absolutely. Nothing. Peace.